caught me shredding. Today's lesson is going to come at you from my shred shed. This is the place that I come to play music in my own house when I'm not teaching and I want to play music. So I thought it might be fun for you guys to get a chance to see it. I'll give you a quick tour and then we'll get started. So there's the drum set. Of course, you've already seen that. But take a look around. You will see a bass guitar on the wall next to a picture John Leahy made for me. Some guitar amps. My computer workstation. Over here, another guitar. Here's a scary skeleton. Down here, we have another guitar. There's some random percussion happening. Another speaker. It is a glorious, glorious place to be. So, welcome to the Shred Shed. Welcome to Shred Session number 6. Today we're going to talk about tempo. We're going to talk about how fast music goes, or how slowly it can go. And first I want to start by doing a little review. First thing that we've learned that you should remember is that songs are split up into things called measures, and for the most part, most songs have 4 beats in one measure. Sometimes they have 3 beats in a measure, sometimes they have something totally different, but standard is 4 beats per measure. You've learned what a note looks like. Younger kids, this might be the only note you've seen so far. Older kids, we've seen other ones. This is called a quarter note. There are 4 of these in a measure of music. Measure, if you did my earlier shred sessions, it's a way to think about music broken up into pieces. One measure is how many beats a song has before it sort of takes a breath. So 4 quarter notes would look like bing, look like that, right? So we've learned about quarter notes and that there are 4 in a measure. This would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, another thing you've learned is how to write the symbol that says, don't play music here, take a little break. It's called a rest. We've learned a quarter rest, and you make them by doing a lowercase c, z on top of a lowercase c, and this is 4 beats long, but you're only playing on beat 1 and beat 4. If you were to count this, or play this, it will sound like, well, I'll give you an opportunity to play it first. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. This must be what Mr. Rogers feels like. Here's what it should have sounded like, right? 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Nice. Okay. We've also learned about how sometimes there are 2 beats. 2 notes for 1 beat, right? And that looks like, bing, it looks like this. Those are called 8th notes. If we do a measure full of 8th notes, that's still 4 beats long, but each one of those beats has 2 notes. Well, friends, it would look like this. And it would play, well, why don't you try it first? 1, 2, ready, go. All right, here's what you should have done. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so things we have learned so far. I'd like to, just for fun, do a quick little assessment. I will be testing you. Yes, this will be under test. I'm going to write a 4-beat rhythm, and you're going to test yourself to see if you can play it correctly. So, let's see. One of these. Oh, yeah, maybe one of those. Maybe one of these. Maybe something like that. Whoa. Take a look. You think you could play that? I'm going to let you do it, and then you're going to test yourself. You ready? 1, 2, ready, go. You in the back, I don't think you got it right, but you over here, good job. Should have sounded like this. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. Backbeat on a cymbal, that's an accident. Okay, great, you're masters, you're experts. So what we don't know is whether we play something like this fast, or this fast, or this fast. Right? That, my friends, is tempo. Tempo is a fancy music word basically for speed. How quickly the notes go by. It is measured in BPMs. And BPM stands for beats per minute. Beats per minute. Ba-dum! When you're driving in the car, you might go 60 miles per hour. And that means if you're driving for 1 hour, you will have driven 60 miles. Okay, it's a rate for you advanced mathematicians out there. Beats per minute is how many beats pass in 1 minute. And these are steady beats. Chick, 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 chick. Not like this. Chick, 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 chick. But steady. How many of these happen in 1 minute? That's your tempo. Now, musicians use a metronome to measure tempo or to keep a steady tempo. This is my old-fashioned one that you've probably met named Mr. Tiki-Taki. I like him because he looks like he could be an artifact from an Indiana Jones movie. And I also like him because it's cool. It's mechanical, right? It works with springs and weights, and everything's digital these days, so sometimes it's kind of fun to break this out. And what this does is goes back and forth so many times in a minute. That's how it does beats per minute. So if I set this to say 44 beats per minute, it'll look and sound like this. 1, 2, 3, ooh, 4. Whoops. Okay, pretty slow. 40 of those dudes in 1 minute. Now I can crank this baby up. Let's hit 168 just for fun. 168 is going to sound like this. He's not even. There we go. Bum, 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 bum. One of the disadvantages of having a mechanical metronome is that it is affected by things like gravity. So if he's on a slant, he doesn't play evenly. But we still love him. Thank you, Mr. Tiki-Taki. We'll go night-night until Indiana Jones finds you again. Now, what most musicians these days use is an electronic or digital metronome. And you can find digital metronomes everywhere, especially if you can find your phone. Okay, here we go. So the easiest way to get a hold of a digital metronome is to do a Google search for metronome. Watch what happens. It is gonna blow your mind. Metronome. Search. Okay. Look here. Whoops, where's the camera? There it is. That is what happens when you search Google for metronome. It gives you a little metronome right there. You can press plus to make it go faster. Boy, thing is hard to read. There we go. Oh, now it's at 108. You press play. Oh, there he is. Okay. There's also a million apps for metronomes. They all basically work the same. I am fond of this one by a company named Soundbrenner, just for reasons that It fits my needs a little bit better. But looks like this. One of the nice things about this metronome is that you can set one of the beats to be louder or kind of bigger than the others. Musicians call that an accent. I like to accent the 1, so we hear this. 2, 3. Whoa, that's slow. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So that was set at 60 beats per minute. What's cool about 60 beats per minute is there are also 60 seconds in a minute. So 60 beats per minute means there's one beat every second, right? There's a beat a second at 60 beats per minute. So you can even count along with it. Like you count seconds like 1 1,000, 2 1,000. Or maybe you're a Mississippian and you say 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Maybe you're a hippopotamus and you say 1 hippopotamus, 2 hippopotamus. I don't know what you do, but watch. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. Stop. Okay? Now, I'm going to keep this the same. 4 quarter notes, but all I'm going to change is the metronome speed, and I'm going to dial her up. Let's just, for fun, let's dial her to 156, okay? Same, I'm not changing the music, just changing the tempo. So give it a listen. That's no longer a second, it's much faster, don't you reckon? 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 8 notes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 yeah. Okay. Oh, hey buddy. So different songs have different tempo, different number of beats per minute. A couple of things. First of all, playing with a metronome is good for all musical instruments. Doesn't matter if you're a drummer or a singer or whatever. But trying to keep a steady time with a metronome is very challenging for some people. Even drummers sometimes have a hard time with that. Don't tell anybody. But it's true. And the only way to get better is practice. But this ties into my birdie lesson because just like when you're listening to birds, you have to pick them out from all the background noises. By the way, I got some friends out there chit-chatting with me right now. You have to be able to listen to the metronome while you're playing. A lot of times with kids and grown-ups, with people, I guess with humans, when I set a metronome and I say clap along, they don't stay clappy along. It might sound like this. And then something happens. See how I wasn't with the metronome anymore? I went faster than it. Let me try going slower. Oh, everything is great. I'm playing right together. Hey, whoa. Look at that bird over there. Uh-oh. I get off. And the only way I can tell that I got off of the metronome is to be listening to the metronome even while I'm playing. Sometimes it helps to count out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Especially at higher tempos. A lot of times kids will hear a tempo like, oh, this is ridiculous. There's no reason to have a tempo this fast, but here we go. Check it. Sometimes kids hear a fast tempo and they think, oh, I know what to do. Just play as fast as I can. So this happens. Well, and they're like, no. You got to keep listening. It's not just as fast as you can. Okay. That's enough. I think you get tempo. I'm going to give you 2 assignments. The first one is this. Find a metronome, any kind, and set it to a speed, any speed. Slower is more challenging. A lot of people think, oh, fast is more challenging. Slower is harder. Play it. Okay? Try to clap along with it. Then, stop the metronome. And keep playing anyway. And then in a minute, start it back up and see how far off you are. Oh, I drifted off. It's not easy, but I was still pretty close. I think that wasn't too bad. Ready? You're going to try it for me right now. Clap along. Clap along. Keep clapping when I stop the song. Clap. Here we go. We're back in. How'd you do? Right? Play with that. That's your first assignment. Second assignment is just fun. It's to learn some of the BPMs of your favorite songs. So I'm just going to call up Amazon Music here, which is what I usually use, and I'm just going to grab a song. Geez. So many good ones out there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to find the beat, the steady beat. Here we go. Great album. And then you go and look up how fast that was. Sometimes once you get the hang of it, you like to play a game with it. That song is called To Defy the Laws of Tradition by the wonderful band Primus. And the beats per minute, I'm going to guess, because I was like, 1,000. It's faster than 60. Okay. I didn't guess in time before I looked it up. It says that the BPM, which you'll never be able to read, so just trust me, it says 113. So if you do a search for a song and then BPM, you can look at how many BPMs it is. It's a fun way to kind of get a hang of like what faster and slower beats per minute sound like. In the meantime, yo, you keep shredding.